Hey guys, welcome back to another video. Today we will be discussing some basic techniques and strategies you can use to make your travel footage more cinematic and entertaining. Welcome back to NovaFilm. With the rise of convenient cameras, such as point-and-shoot cameras or smartphones, more and more people are taking more and more videos and photos. This is fantastic, and it is especially true whenever you go on vacation. Personally, I love to go on vacation and take videos and pictures of everywhere I go, and then editing it and creating something fantastically entertaining. So let's go over some cheap things you can do to make your trip footage more cinematic. We will be dividing this video into pre-production, production, and post-production. Okay, first off, pre-production. One of the easiest things you can do to make production, shooting the video, really easy on yourself is planning your shots in advance. You can't always plan your exact shots. You don't necessarily have to write them down, but just have a general idea of what you'll be doing and how you'll be doing it. And finally, make sure you have plenty of storage and power. This is especially true if you're going on a day trip somewhere. Recently, I visited the Oklahoma City Zoo. We were there a good portion of the day, and so I wanted to make sure my GoPro was completely charged and the memory card was empty. That way I didn't have to worry about the camera running out of power or running out of memory. This still goes for a smartphone. Make sure your phone is fully charged, especially if you'll be using it a lot. While I'm on vacation, I always carry around a power bank and a charger with me just to ensure that I can always charge whatever camera I happen to have. Here are some things you can do in production. Number one, use stabilization and move slowly. I usually like to have with a GoPro. I use this thing right here. This is the GoPro 3-way. As you can see, it's adjustable. It even has a little tripod in the bottom. You don't have to use this thing, obviously. There are a lot of cheap ones out there. This one's $70, so it's a little bit more on the expensive side. There are like some under $10 grips out there you can buy, and those are usually pretty good as well. Just use some form of stabilization just to make absolutely certain that your shot isn't going to be all shaky, because there's nothing worse than shaky footage. Moving from that one on to the next tip, when you're shooting, shoot. I see this way too often. People will be shooting, but they'll also be paying attention to something else at the same time. If you're not focusing on the camera, it's gonna look like that in the footage. Just think about what your viewers are seeing. You will be amazed what this does. Is just focus on the camera and shoot. Speaking of shooting, there's a few different things you can do to really spice up your shooting. Shoot a lot of footage. When you're making a video, you want to have lots of footage to work with so it turns out the best. Otherwise, you're gonna end up overusing a few clips, and that's just gonna make it bad and very unprofessional. Another really big and easy thing you can do to spice up your footage is switching frame rates. Just to explain this really quickly, your camera is taking a series of photos every second, which is then turned into motion. You can actually switch frame rates to make slow motion clips. Generally speaking, videos are made at 24 or 30 frames per second. For slow-mo, I shoot 120 frames per second and sometimes 240 frames per second. That just allows that really, really cool effect. Waterfalls and stuff look amazing in slow-mo. Just be sure to try switching frame rates and doing slow-mo. Okay, so there's production. Now let's move on to stuff you can do post-production, editing. First and foremost, the biggest one, do not edit while you're on vacation. While you're on vacation, enjoy yourself. I mean, that's what vacation is for, right? Obviously, if you need the video for something while you're on vacation, such as you're on a family reunion and everyone wants to see the video, that's a little bit different. I know that's happened to me as well. Think about whether or not you need it right now. But you can always edit, but you're never actually going to be able to enjoy the trip unless you're on vacation. One of the first things you're going to want to do is pick a decent video length. You can do this based upon just picking a random number out of the blue, or you can just pick music and then choose a length. For my trip to the Oklahoma City Zoo, I chose about a 4-minute video. 3 minutes and 50 seconds is what it turned out to be. The reason why you want to do this is otherwise you'll just be editing. You don't actually know when to stop. You're going to keep editing on forever. Generally speaking, for music, go with your guts. Pick a song that feels right. I usually like instrumental music that has a nice rhythm or a beat, just because it's easy to edit to the music. Editing to the music is something you definitely want to do. Just on your timeline, you can see the little sound waves going on. Cut your footage around the beat, and you'll see it turns out a lot better. Okay, well, another really, really big one, color grade. Always color grade. Your camera is almost never going to actually capture what the colors actually look like, so always be sure to color grade to get exactly what you want. Okay, and finally guys, one last thing. When editing, do not hold any shot too long. Obviously, if there's a lot happening in the shot, there's a lot there, then that's one thing. But if you're just doing like a landscape shot or something, you don't want to hold the shot for more than about 4 or 5 seconds. So I took everything you see in this video and combined it to make an inspirational trip video for you guys, just so you can get an idea of what you can do. Please be sure to check that out right here. I think it will really help. And be sure to put any advice you have from your travels down in the comments below so that others can learn even more. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.